At number 50, Rose, the global K-pop superstar from Blackpink, with 83 million Instagram followers. At number 49, Alia Bhatt, one of India's biggest movie stars, with 85 million followers. At number 48, Snoop Dogg, the legendary rapper and entertainment icon, with 87 million followers. At number 47, David Beckham, football legend and global style icon, with 87 million followers. At number 46, Mr. Beast, YouTube's biggest creator, is also dominating Instagram, with 87 million followers. At number 45, NBA, the world's biggest basketball league, with 88 million followers. At number 44, Dua Lipa, one of pop music's biggest stars, with 88 million followers. At number 43, Jennie, Blackpink's fashion and music icon, with 89 million followers. At number 42, Priyanka Chopra, actress, producer, and global celebrity, with 93 million followers. At number 41, Shraddha Kapoor, one of Bollywood's most loved actresses, with 93 million followers. At number 40, Shakira, the Latin music queen, with 99 million followers. At number 39, Narendra Modi, one of the world's most followed political leaders, with 101 million followers. At number 38, Vin Diesel, Hollywood action superstar, with 103 million followers. At number 37, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman herself, with 104 million followers. At number 36, NASA, bringing the universe closer to millions every day, with 104 million followers. At number 35, UEFA Champions League, the biggest club football competition in the world, with 119 million followers. At number 34, Billie Eilish, Grammy-winning music sensation, with 124 million followers. At number 33, Kylian Mbappe, one of football's brightest superstars, with 130 million followers. At number 32, Ellen DeGeneres, television host and entertainment icon, with 130 million followers. At number 31, Drake, one of the biggest names in hip-hop, with 139 million followers. At number 30, Chris Brown, singer, songwriter, and performer, with 140 million followers. At number 29, Barcelona, one of the world's biggest football clubs, with 145 million followers. At number 28, Rihanna, global superstar and beauty mogul, with 145 million followers. At number 27, Demi Lovato, singer and actress with a massive fan base, with 148 million followers. At number 26, LeBron James, basketball legend and NBA superstar, with 154 million followers. At number 25, Cardi B, rapper and social media phenomenon, with 161 million followers. At number 24, Kevin Hart, comedian and Hollywood superstar, with 172 million followers. At number 23, Zendaya, actress, singer, and fashion icon, with 175 million followers. At number 22, Real Madrid, one of football's greatest clubs, with 178 million followers. At number 21, Katy Perry, pop superstar with global success, with 196 million followers. At number 20, Miley Cyrus, singer and entertainment icon, with 206 million followers. At number 19, Kourtney Kardashian, reality TV star and entrepreneur, with 210 million followers. At number 18, Neymar, Brazilian football superstar, with 230 million followers. At number 17, Jennifer Lopez, actress, singer, and global icon, with 240 million followers. At number 16, National Geographic, exploring the world's greatest stories, with 269 million followers. At number 15, Virat Kohli, cricket's biggest superstar, with 273 million followers. At number 14, Taylor Swift, one of the most successful artists in history, with 273 million followers. At number 13, Kendall Jenner, supermodel and fashion icon, with 278 million followers. At number 12, Justin Bieber, global pop sensation, with 287 million followers. At number 11, Nike, the world's biggest sports brand, with 292 million followers, breaking into the top 10. At number 10, Khloe Kardashian, entrepreneur and reality television star, with 293 million followers. At number 9, Beyonce, music royalty with an incredible global fan base, with 300 million followers. At number 8, Kim Kardashian, one of the most influential celebrities on social media, with 344 million followers. At number 7, Ariana Grande, pop superstar with fans around the world, with 363 million followers. At number 6, Kylie Jenner, beauty mogul and business powerhouse, with 382 million followers. Top 5. At number 5, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock continues to inspire millions, with 382 million followers. At number 4, Selena Gomez, actress, singer, and one of Instagram's biggest stars, with 405 million followers. At number 3, Lionel Messi, football legend and world champion, with 511 million followers. At number 2, Cristiano Ronaldo, the most followed person on Instagram, with an unbelievable 670 million followers. And finally, at number 1, Instagram, the platform itself, takes the crown, leading the world with an incredible 685 million followers.